Welcome to the channel, everyone. Hope all's doing well. Let's get into some crazy TikTok videos. Let's go.
We are launching the drones up in the sky as of right now in New Jersey and stuff, in Texas, everywhere. Like, y'all don't gotta be afraid. Them are man-made drones. And we're doing the launching or whatever. Now, what you do have to be concerned of, my bad, my eye, but is the orbs that's inside the sky that y'all see that's glowing and stuff, that's shooting down the drones and all that. That's not a part of us. Them are actually real life aliens. Like, aliens do exist. They're above and they're below us. Yes, they do exist. And 2025 there will be a lot more of exposing the truth. Now, I can't say the reason why, but because it's already out here, so I can speak on this. Aliens are real, and we will have to evacuate sooner than later. But just be careful, keep looking up in the sky.
Although I've seen some strange lights in the sky, I have yet to see any of this stuff that's been going on lately. So I take most of it for a grain of salt until I see it from my own eyes. But I'm not saying that what people are saying ain't what they're seeing. I just haven't seen any of it myself.
Here's exactly why you shouldn't believe all of Nostradamus's predictions. Some were accurate, but many have been exaggerated or proven false. Let's separate fact from fiction. The last one is wild. You've probably heard the claim that Nostradamus predicted 9/11 with the quote, "The great eagle will fall, the towers will turn to ash, and the world will tremble." They claim the eagle represents America or the plains, and the towers are the World Trade Center. Sounds convincing, right? But let's be real. While September 11th was a tragic and defining moment, it didn't lead to the global collapse. Then there's COVID-19. You might have heard this one. A great plague will sweep the lands and rulers will perish. People point to the pandemic, saying it fits perfectly. But here's the truth. No world leader actually died from COVID. Yes, it was devastating, but Nostradamus didn't get this one quite right. And here's a favorite. A golden-haired ruler will divide the nations and bring war to the gates. Sound familiar? Many link this to Donald Trump, claiming his leadership caused division and global tension. But let's be real. Despite the drama, no major collapse happened during his first presidency, and it's unlikely to happen during a second one either. So, while some of Nostradamus's predictions seem true, many have been misinterpreted. But there are plenty of theories about his 2025 predictions. If you're curious, check out the pinned video.
Nostradamus was probably ahead of his time in his thinking. And he done a great job of writing, so it can be interpreted in many ways, just like any good artist, a writer, musician, whoever, writing a song. If you write it correctly, it can be interpreted in many ways and just about suit any situation. So, you got to give him that. As someone that worked in construction for 24 years, I can tell you right now, I've seen some buildings go up in record time. And you talk about building a city, a smart city, in 3 years' time, I can advise you, don't work or live in any of those buildings. You might want to even think about not even going in them. If they go up in 3 years, they'll be falling apart in 3 years. I'm just giving you a warning.
The 25th of January, 2025 is a date humanity will never forget. On this night, all 7 planets of our solar system will align and be visible in the sky. This celestial event is more than a breathtaking sight. It's a moment of profound energy. Ancient astrologers believed planetary alignments create powerful energetic shifts, amplifying manifestation, creativity, and transformation. What you think, feel, and say during this alignment could shape the course of your entire year. From now until January 25th, while the energy is building, repeat these 3 affirmations daily. All my dreams are now becoming reality. I allow myself to receive everything I desire. I am open and receptive to all the good in the universe. If you want to align with the cosmic energy of this planetary parade and attract all of your desires.
Well, I missed out on this myself. How about you? Comment below if you've seen the planetary alignment and if it made any difference in your life.
The rivers and oceans have turned red. In the Bible, it's a chilling sign of divine judgment. In Exodus, the Nile was struck and transformed into blood, a warning to Pharaoh that could not be ignored. And in Revelation, it's prophesied again, rivers and springs of water turning to blood during the end times. Could this be a glimpse into our future end? Or is it just a natural phenomenon with an otherworldly message? When the waters reflect the color of blood, is it a warning from the past, or a prophecy unfolding before our eyes? Could this be the end of the world in 2025?
I live near a river, and if it ever starts turning red, my first thoughts would be about why. Somebody done throwed something in there. But then I'll probably be concerned and like, what's going on? Is this the end of time?
Now that the Chiefs, red, and the Eagles, green, are in the Super Bowl, I'm really starting to believe this Super Bowl theory. In 2022, we had the Bengals and the Rams. This was the Super Bowl logo, which, by the way, all of these are made at the beginning of the year. We have orange, orange, we have yellow, yellow, and it's always the team that has the lesser color. So in this case, yellow, that has 1. Okay, then the following year, we had the Eagles, green, we had the Chiefs, red. Red was the lesser color, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Then you might be saying, well, okay, Chad, it doesn't add up for last year's Super Bowl, but here's what I think. There was a lot of people talking about this last year, and they had the red team, which has the lesser color, and guess what? They won, and they just kind of mixed it up because they're like, oh shit, they're catching on to us. Then you got this year's Super Bowl logo, which now we know it's the Chiefs and the Eagles. Chiefs, red. Then we got the Eagles, green. The Eagles look like they might be the minority color here, or it's even, I'm not sure. But it looks like the green is like slightly the minority color, which means that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't know. What do you guys think? It is kind of fishy. I would love to hear your opinion. Do you think this conspiracy is true, or is it a farce?
There's a young man on YouTube that goes by the name Aho. He does a good job breaking down how these Super Bowl games or just the pro games, and it's rigged. That's his claim, is they're rigged, and he points out certain aspects of it, how it's rigged. So if you know who I'm talking about, comment below, let others know who it is. I'm not going to call him out because might not want that done, but if you know who it is, you know. If you know, you know.
I know where the egg-shaped UAP that was found in Antarctica in 2022 is actually from. And no, it is not a dragon egg, although that is not too out of the ordinary. And this was actually just talked about in the news because alien disclosure has been happening. Now, first of all, this is one of the only times where we've actually had close-up images of a UFO. And if you look over here, you can see what appears to be engravings. Here's a closer looking view, and it sort of resembles Egyptian hieroglyphics, but obviously we don't know what this actually means. Now here's the footage that was uploaded to 4chan of the UAP in Antarctica in 2022. And if you can see it in the middle there, it's popping in between what looks like a tree right next to a bunch of green leaves. Now, what is that doing in Antarctica? I told you that more proof would be coming out in the future validating this picture that was taken with a drone in 2023 of a city with egg-shaped buildings beyond the ice wall. And what a coincidence, we just found an egg-shaped UFO in 2022 in Antarctica. And it's been on the news, and now the government is disclosing all this alien stuff because everything that we are seeing is a movie to get people ready for what is going to be shown to them, and that is a lot of new technology, AI, as well as exploration of places that we've never been before, such as beyond the ice wall.
Personally, I think it's fake. It just kind of looks fake. But, hey, it could be real. As a lot of things, I take it with a grain of salt. It's, seeing's believing, but, believing isn't necessarily seeing. So,
here's the thing that I've always wanted to ask someone like you. What do you think was happening before the Big Bang?
Yeah, it's a deep question and a subtle one. And there's sort of two ways that I like to think about that question. One is it could be that the Big Bang was an interesting event, but not the first event in the totality of reality. It could have been the first event that sparked the expansion of our part of space, but it could be that there's a grander realm of space within which we sit as a small part, and that grander realm may have been there for a far longer period of time. It may have experienced its own Big Bangs, maybe a collection of Big Bangs that may extend infinitely far into the past. So it could be that the answer to the question of what happened before the Big Bang is a lot of other Big Bangs or a lot of other quantum events that were taking place in a larger landscape of reality than we have direct access to. However, another answer is that the very question may not make as much sense as the words seem to suggest. We know how to parse that sentence. We know what it means to talk about the moment before the Big Bang because we know how to talk about the moment before your birth or the moment before the Civil War or the moment before any event that happened in the world. We fully understand the meaning of that kind of sentence. But it could be that when it comes to the Big Bang, the sentence actually doesn't mean anything. It could be that the Big Bang was the place where time itself started. And Hawking himself had a wonderful analogy to get this across. He said, look, I'll dress it up a little bit. Imagine you're walking on planet Earth and you pass by someone. You say, hey, can you point me in the direction of north? I want to walk in the northward direction. They point you, continue to walk, you pass by somebody else, say, hey, which way is further north? And they point you in that direction. But when you get to the North Pole and talk to somebody there and say, hey, how do I go further north? They look at you and say, whoa, that question doesn't mean anything because this is where north begins. There's no notion of going further north than the North Pole. And it could be that that spatial metaphor applies to time. Talk about 1 billion years ago or 10 billion years ago, but if you go to 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang, that may be where time started. And you can't go further back in time than the very origin of time itself.
The Big Bang created the Big Bang that created the Big Bang, and then the Big Bang created the Big Bang, and then the next thing you know in Hollywood, a bunch of directors created the Big Bang Theory. That's going to do it for our videos. If you enjoyed these, hope you consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, hit that notification bell, share it, and most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about any of these and what your thoughts are. Thank you for joining me, and y'all take care of yourselves.